The process ran into a wall tonight. The dynamic Washington Wizards point guard John Wall scored 28 points, 18 of those in the second half. The Wizards opened up the 2017-2018 NBA season with a thrilling 121-15 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers here at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Now, coming into this basketball game, the biggest story was how would the young, talented 76ers look in this latest stage of their rebuilding project, dubbed the process. And to be very honest, the Sixers looked really good. There were the debuts of the last two first overall picks of the NBA draft in 2016, Ben Simmons, and this past summer, Markelle Fultz, and they both looked very impressive. Ben Simmons put up a double-double in his first NBA regular season game. Another player who put up a double-double, Joel Embiid, 18 points and 13 rebounds in just 27 minutes of action, and the Sixers were with the Washington Wizards step for step. The Sixers showed how good they can be. The Wizards showed how good they are now, especially in that second half. John Wall, I mentioned 18 points in the second half, 14 of those coming in the third quarter. He finished with 28 points. His backcourt mate, Bradley Beal, had 25 points in the contest. And in the fourth quarter, the Wizards center, Marcin Gortat, stepped up big time, scoring 10 fourth quarter points. Gortat, who was battling Joel Embiid inside all game long, finished the game with 16 points and 17 rebounds. And after the game, we got post-game reactions from both locker rooms. We heard from the 2017 first overall selection, Markelle Fultz. He had 10 points in the contest. But first, we hear from John Wall, and he talked about, among other things, what changed for him, his backcourt mate Beal, and the rest of the Wizards in the second half that allowed the Wizards to pull away with the victory.
Well, we just locked in. I mean, they played more aggressive than us. They was a more physical team in that second quarter. And that's the reason why they had took the lead from the third quarter. Brad got going, I kind of got going. And we just pushed the pace and we started playing our team defense, and that's why we was able to get a lead.
John, you guys only finished with 4 fast break points, none in the first half. Were they taking something away that wasn't allowing you guys to get them in transition?
No, we missed some open threes. I missed some layups in transition, just shots that we usually make. We only made, I think, 6 threes tonight. We usually make more, but give credit to those guys. They did a great job of balancing the floor and getting back in transition, and we didn't make plays.
They were able to get a bunch of threes. Was there something specific they were able to take advantage of?
Just terrible defense. I mean, we wasn't playing great one-on-one defense, and once that happened, getting to the paint, guys collapsed, and they was able to knock down shots. One thing is, me and Brad has found a way of figuring out to take turns of who's hot and who's not. And even when I'm hot, if he's open, I still try to find him. And he had a rhythm when he got going, and I said, okay, find Brad now. That's good that we can have that.
It's tough any game. I mean, any game you lose, you don't want that. Every time you come out, you're looking forward to winning. But to make that effort against this team, who's probably one of the top 3 teams in the conference, it's tough, really. But I think we did good for it to be our first game, and we're going to learn from it.
Do you feel like this team is close? I mean, there's so much made about this transition here with all these players that can win a lot of games.
I think so. I mean, I think we have a whole lot to improve on, but for us to do that tonight and still have a lot of stuff to improve on, I think we're going to be really good.
How would you assess your debut individually?
I think I did decent. I mean, like I said, I think I did some things good. I think I made some mistakes that I need to improve on, but all around, I think I did pretty good.
What are the good things? What are the mistakes?
I think I got open when I needed to. Some defensive plays. I did some stuff on defense, and then the same thing. Could have cut sometimes. I could have got somebody open, and then on the defense end, I maybe left a shooter open, and made some stuff like that. But I'm gonna go watch film and talk with the coaches just to see so I can improve on it.
Mentally, how did the whole experience go from being here and then just seeing what the speed of a regular season game was like?
It was it was great just to see how the pace is, and I think I got to where I wanted to go on both ends of the floor, just defensively and offensively. But it's good to get a feel for it. Now the first game's out the way, that's off my shoulders, and I'm just looking forward to getting better each and every day.
For Markelle Fultz and the Philadelphia 76ers, coming up just short in this ball game, I mentioned how he and Ben Simmons were making their NBA debuts. How about this for a stat line for Ben Simmons in his first NBA regular season game? 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, only 1 turnover in 34 minutes of action. Not a bad debut for the Australian Ben Simmons. Despite the hype that Ben Simmons and players like Markelle Fultz and Joel Embiid had coming into this game, the leading scorer for the Philadelphia 76ers tonight was Robert Covington. He had 29 points in the contest, hit 7 of his 11 three-point attempts, and to begin the fourth quarter, the Sixers hit 4 three-pointers in the first couple of minutes of the fourth quarter to quickly erase an 8-point deficit going into the fourth quarter, but the Wizards able to hang tough and pull away with the victory, 120-115 over the Philadelphia 76ers. So stay tuned to A Lot of Sports Talk and ALOTofSportsTalk.com. The written recap of this game is below this video if you are watching this video on ALOTofSportsTalk.com. In a couple of days, we'll be back on the ice at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, covering the San Jose Sharks' visit to New Jersey to take on the red-hot New Jersey Devils. And again, we'll also have coverage of our college football game of the week, and we'll begin our coverage of the 2017-2018 college basketball season, which is just around the corner. So once again, our final score, the Washington Wizards defeating the Philadelphia 76ers 120-115. Both these teams look as if they're going to contend in the Eastern Conference this season. This is Adesina Koiki from Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. for ALOTofSportsTalk.com.